my shit.
That's the first words on stream right there.
Nailed it.
Good job.
I was just gonna say I gotta get it out of the way.
This one ain't going on YouTube.
Nah. Can't you video edit? Come on.
I actually just don't care about content strikes, so this is real easy.
Problem solving.
Battle Day went live.
It's weird, like, Stream Elements notifies right away when I go live with, like, the D&D thing, but when I went live with Alan Wake a few weeks ago, it's like, I'm sitting here waiting 5 minutes to start the stream.
It be that way.
It do be that way.
It dubious that way. Okay, I get my dice ready. Ugh.
It do be that. Oh, I forgot my dice upstairs. Do I have a backup set? Let's find out. I believe I do.
You have a set. You had a set on your bookshelf there.
Not creepy.
Very observant.
Not creepy at all. I know.
And correct.
Hey, correct.
Let's
That's
all
good,
focus
Bird.
on Ryan's correctness and not think about the creeping. Good distraction. Good
You guys
distraction.
want to play some Dungeons and Dragons?
I sure do.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. You guys are much further along in your main quest. Tasked to you. Long ago, as you went into the city of Valorsfall, to discover a plot against the king above and the city of dwellers den below. Lord Mentrier himself personally sent you on this mission. You have traveled up, down, mostly down, if we're being honest about it.
Side to side.
Pretty much straight down, both physically and morally in many senses, as you've traveled from the city of Valorsfall all the way down to Dweller's Den itself. Recently, you've been working to collect evidence of the plot that exists to expose those lords and ladies above that were involved, and to help turn the tide of the civil war you know is brewing. Ratscratch, your party's intrepid bard, and bird, recently successfully heisted those important pieces of evidence, but unfortunately was captured before he could make a clean escape. You guys broke into the prison via the most clean of routes, the sewers of the city of Dweller's Den, after picking up Ratscratch's #1 fan, Jort, to assist. Jort and his party were separated, and you have already discovered that some of his party perished within the prison of the researchers in the Hall of Learning, which is where you are now presently. Last week, you infiltrated the prison. You went through a broken hole in the wall, and you found a rather old gentleman in one of the cells/unlocked rooms that makes up this prison. That old man, you later discovered, was the High Wizard Thalarin, archivists of the researchers. But you only discovered that after Yasi cast a well-timed Dispel magic on him, revealing that the frail, near-death man in rags was an older gentleman, refined, well-dressed, and very, well, to each their own. You might consider him handsome. You certainly did when you first looked upon him.
No. That was. Does that count anymore? Because I don't know if. Anyway.
You can change your mind. You can evolve. You explored further using clever spell casting by Kaydren to locate Ratscratch's belongings. Unfortunately, the group quickly realized that the belongings were not in the same place as the prisoners themselves, but their clothing was. So a second cast of the spell led you to Ratscratch himself. Fearing, after hearing his dreams, though as characters, not as out-of-character players, not as in character, that Ratscratch would be mangled without feathers and otherwise being tortured. The group was relieved to find him simply in a semi-catatonic state, subject to a dream from which he could not awake. Turns out this dream was induced for Ratscratch and all the other prisoners by an item of great power in the center of this prison, the psychic siphon. This artifact was brought there by the archivist Thalarin, and he had planned to study it. After some disjointed conversation, you realize that he first began his studies 70 years ago. In fact, he still believed it was 70 years ago, not realizing how much the artifact had consumed him. Realizing what had gone wrong, he took steps to countermand it, and that process caused it to attempt to defend itself a little bit, as Wudao and Jort also succumbed to the influence of the siphon. Thalarin, doing his best to aid the group, tried to break the spell for them in the same way that it had been broken for him, explaining that courage and facing your nightmare that the siphon induced was the only way to master it. Though he did express some confusion that the artifact wasn't working quite the way that he intended it. A dispel magic and attempts to reach each of the down party members was successful for only one of the three as Jort recovered from his nightmare. Wudao and Ratscratch remain imprisoned as their bodies fade and their minds break. You took a leap of faith in the circumstances and revealed to Thalarin, your ally, the High Wizard Alarin, a fellow member of the former council that operated the researchers back when they were truly, as their name suggests, researchers, scribes, and not the thugs, villains, and otherwise ne'er-do-wells that they are today. Thalarin contacted Alarin, and an old friend showed up at the end of last session, the tiny automaton known as Key. Key has appeared before you. What would you like to do?
I like how, first off, the name Shorts has become canon
Cannon? Yeah. I like that.
rather than the
Jark.
character's real name. Jark.
Listen, I tried calling him Jark last week, and it prompted half of you to go, who?
Who?
So I just went ahead and switched it to
It's
Jark.
like a Mandela effect on like crack because I'm
on
actually not sure
Shorts.
which one is the actual name anymore.
Jark is the actual name.
It's actually Frank.
It's Frank.
Shark.
Hey, Frank!
Hey.
Hey, Frank. I'm just gonna be like, oh, Key, it's you. Hello again. We need to get back to your master ASAP now. I know you can do some crazy things. Are you super strong? Can you help carry Wudao here? As I look at like Kaydren kind of just like caving under the weight of Wudao.
No, I actually put Wudao down, if I remember correctly. I don't think I had him hyped up.
You had actually slung him up as you
Yeah, I
were
think
about
you
ready
started
to make
picking
your way
him
out.
up, but it was not supposed to be easy because you had heavy armor on, and then
Yeah,
apparently he's
I'm
like
just
a
gonna put him
giant.
down gently against the wall. Jerk, we also need to find your friend, don't we?
Yeah.
We can. I mean, if we can find a way to get back and forth like he did, that may be better. Because remember, like, you haven't checked the storage units in a minute yet, and we're a little bit kind of under-equipped. Looks
He pipes
over
up
at
a little
two
bit.
passed-out bodies.
I can get us back out of here, but I can't bring you back in if we leave.
Well, we know how to get in ourselves if we need to. So
Okay,
guys wanna-
are you ready to go now?
I gotta find someone.
right now, do you think we can come back when we don't have two passed-out friends here? Maybe we at least leave them with what's his face, Alarin. I mean, I can take them back if you guys want to continue the quest. I just think it may be good to recuperate before we venture forth from what we could tell from the storage. Like I said, they're probably going to be coming back to move things.
You go back. I'll stay here. Everybody. All of you.
Works out well since I can only teleport 5 of you at a time.
mean, I'm not super close to Jark.
And I dip into the shadows,
Sure.
and I roll 19 plus 9 on stealth.
Okay.
Bye, George.
You wait
You
somewhere
hear like from
towards where
behind you,
think he
like,
is.
see ya.
Oh, okay. I guess he's gone.
Yep.
Well,
Shall we get the fuck out of here?
I think so. Wait,
Oh, I
let's
was
see.
gonna cast a spell on you just before you left, but
We can retcon it. That's cool.
Yeah, you can try for it. What is it?
I was just seeing if there was something I could do to make sure that you had just had something on the way out. Don't have any good buffs, sadly.
Yeah.
Guess I wouldn't have anything.
I died, so
Not
okay.
anything that would last more than like 5 minutes. So
Yeah, I'm gonna like stick to the shadows and just sort of make my way slowly to see if I can find.
Downtown.
Making my
Continue
way
searching for your
downtown.
party members.
Yeah.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
There's like 6 of us.
if you need to hopefully find us, we will in a couple of days probably make our way up towards the surface. So we'll be past the what was it called? Something the tree. Treetop.
In.
The treetop inn. Jark.
I'll find you.
Bye, Jark.
Famous last words.
Peace out. And I dip into the
A
shadows.
town.
He
Matthew,
beckons
said...
you over next to him.
Key does?
Key?
Yep.
Key, are you
Yes.
gonna give me a drink, Key?
All drinks are upstairs, as you well know.
Perfect, let's go
There's
upstairs.
just a tiny hint
Yeah.
of annoyance in Key's voice, which you can't tell if you imagined or not.
Wait, so when
I
he says...
assume I've imagined it, because I love Key.
I didn't know
Okay,
you
fair
guys
enough.
were in love. Friendship.
Key
love,
brings
friend-
me drinks,
brings you
endless drinks. I love anybody that brings
That's
me
fair,
endless
that's
drinks.
fair. So when he says 5, I'm gonna very rudimentally, as Yasi does, be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think I'm gonna count. I think there's like so there's Kaydren, Calla, Wudao, myself, Ratscratch, and then
The
what's
old
his
man.
face is 6.
Oh, he's so handsome, but you don't know his name.
Theron Duskweave.
Archivist Thalrin Duskweave.
Yeah, well,
he
I don't
says
say it
to
out
you.
loud, so he doesn't. I didn't say it out loud.
Just sort
Anyway,
of looked at him
but
and
I'm
drooled
gonna
a
like
little
look
bit.
at Key and I'm gonna be like, Key, there's 6 of us. Are you sure? Cause what do we do here? I'm like, wait, Thalrin, do you have your own way of
He
doing
looks
that?
over and bows to the High Wizard Thalrin. I am certain that Master Thalrin can transport himself at
Well, I mean, he hasn't
several
done it so
means of
far.
his choice. Thalrin just nods a little bit.
I'm like, okay, well, I'm just saying, he was stuck here before and he couldn't get out then. But if we're good, then I'm good. I'm ready to go. I'm scared.
He nods. Anybody else want to do anything before he completes his spell? Wudao and Ratscratch. Obviously, the answer to that is no, but Calla
Wait,
and Kaydren.
he can do crazy shit though, right?
Let's just get out of here and then see what kind of crazy shit Key can do.
You actually
Well,
don't know very much of what Key can do.
No.
He just seems like he has weird powers, so I'm gonna be very cool. I'm like, wait, Key, before we leave, can you grab that thing over there? I don't know if he can have. Oh no. I don't think he can have nightmares because he's an automaton. So
He
I
looks
wonder
over
if
at
he
the
can touch
artifact.
it because he like doesn't necessarily have the same.
I don't think
mental-
that would be a wise idea, Mistress Yasi.
Well, if you're gonna call me mistress, I'll probably listen. Okay, fine. Let us go. I'm ready.
Kaydren and Calla?
Yep, all good.
Ready to roll.
He begins casting a spell. Anybody that has Arcana or casts Divine Magic, feel free to make either a Religion or Arcana check.
I have an Arcana. I'll roll for it. Wee, 16.
You have Arcana trained?
Do I need to have proficiency, or did you just say if you want to try rolling?
Sorry, if you have it. Everybody has it. I meant if you were proficient
Oh,
in
I
it.
don't have proficiency in that. And what was the other one?
If you
And
cast divine
Cast
based
Divine
magic.
magic, which is what I do. That'd be 11, because I don't get any
11.
bonus.
Did you roll Arcana or Religion?
Religion.
Okay. And you're a cleric or a
Yeah.
fighter? You're a cleric, right?
Cleric.
Yeah, okay. Okay, you're not quite sure what spell it is, but it's definitely a divine magic based spell that he is casting right now. He finishes the spell, and there's a kind of lurching sensation for those of you that are awake as you appear directly in front of the High Wizard Alarin in his tower in his study. This is the same room that Yasi may or may not have incinerated a invisible servant. It's relaxing to be here, though the spellcasting method seemed a little weird.
I'm gonna unclench my butt. I realize, like, all that shit. I have been so tense. Like, we have been on the run. It has been terrible, and it
Let
feels
that
so
shit go.
fine. Like, it feels so nice to just finally be in a fucking safe what I perceive to be a safe space. I am just like, I exhale, a deep exhale, and then I kind of look around to see if Thalrin made it.
Wudao and Ratscratch, you can both make a wisdom saving throw at disadvantage.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Natural 1.
Crushing it.
Scratch dies.
Oh, I rolled 2 8s. Let's see. Wisdom saving throw? That makes it a 12.
Wudao, nothing happens. Ratscratch, you take 5 points of psychic damage.
Right.
That's amazing.
Alarin looks up a little bit confused to see you back so soon, but he also was expecting you because he had just received a message from Thalrin. He looks at you
there?
expectantly. A moment later, Thalrin pops in. Clearly a different way of coming through.
I'm going to tell Alarin it is nice to see him. And then I'm immediately actually, since it's been just a fucking thing in case anything goes to shit, I'm going to be like, it is so nice to see you. I just need a minute. And what I'm going to actually do is kind of like find like a little off location place that's maybe not necessarily right in front of everyone in case there are some betrayers. And I'm actually going to I'm gonna tell them I need a minute, so it's like kind of deceptive, but it's not like that deceptive. And then I actually want to just start scanning and reading through any of those correspondences I can, because if we lose it again, I want to just know what it fucking said.
Okay. Make either your choice, deception or sleight of hand.
I'll do a sleight of hand, but I'm not like in front of them because he has like a whole room, right? Like a bunch of.
Understood.
Okay. 19.
Okay. We'll get back to you in just a second. Alarin looks up at Thalrin and says, "Old friend, it's been too long. I had feared you were lost." And Thalrin looks back a little bit confused. "For me, it's only been a few days, Alarin. We'll have to catch up soon what has happened here, but for now, I believe these two need your help. Can you dispel what ails them?" Alarin looks down at the two of you. A little sad look in his eye. "There's only one way to find out." And he casts Dispel Magic. on to you, Ratscratch. Remembering what you were told last week about needing courage and allies to break free, is there anything you all would like to do to aid him before he makes his roll here?
I've probably left, I think, or am I
You're
Doesn't
away.
give a shit.
It's only Calla and Kaydren have an opportunity here.
You terrorized me. I hate you. Say the words, Calla. Say them. Whisper
Start
them into
chanting
his ear.
"Stupid Bird" in the corner.
Okay.
Stupid bird.
Bird.
Stupid bird.
Bird.
I say
Stupid bird.
stupid. You say
I like
bird.
go to hold his
Stupid.
hand, and then it's too
Stupid.
weird. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, too
Yeah,
weird. So I'm just-
we would never wake him because that was so terribly coordinated. But it was a good effort, Matthew. Thank you for
You're welcome.
thank you for being.
What about you, Kaydren?
I'll kneel down next to Ratscratch and pull some of the silver ribbons that I had in my pockets that we had, or my pack.
I was
And,
really hoping Kaydren would say he would also chant "Stupid Bird," but
he joins in the chanting.
What are you going to do with those silver ribbons?
I guess I'll kind of just weave them into his feathers,
Okay.
kind of like he does with his
Go ahead and make it-
trinkets and stuff.
Okay. Kind of like the way that you've seen it on his cloak before.
Mm-hmm.
I see that, and I start digging in my pockets for any lint that I can sprinkle on top of him, because I know he's always pulling lint out of things.
Valorin looks at you two, slightly confused, but go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw, Ratscratch.
Just straight.
Just straight.
I'm so good at this.
6. All of
6.
my dice are going to jail.
Calla and Kaydren, give me a wisdom saving throw after that.
Oh my god. Dice are rolling to shitty. To shitty.
What'd you say? Wisdom?
Wisdom saving throw. Make sure
7.
you have this.
It's like 1,000,000.
It's 1,000,000. Kaydren, you feel fine.
23.
For a moment, as you're chanting "Stupid Bird," Calla, there's a flash in your mind of Ratscratch being tortured in just the most atrocious way. You see him, arms with no feathers, blood pouring down, dangling over an impossibly long fall. His scream, animalistic and human all at once, pierces your mind as you take 3 points of psychic damage.
I look up at Key, and I just say, I really need that drink now.
Key says, perhaps you would like to help your other friend? As Alarin has finished casting Dispel Magic on Wudao. What would you guys like to do to help Wudao, if anything?
I just start meditating and trying to wipe the image I just saw out of my mind. And I hoo like an owl because Yasi's not around.
Fair enough.
Owl man. He's
What
like,
about
I
you,
prefer
Kaydren?
this torture.
I
Stay-
will pull some. I'll pull out my tinderbox and I'll pull out a some holy sage from my pack, and then I'm gonna light that and kind
Okay.
of.
You guys, between the two of you, create a
Walk
very
that over him.
calming, centered environment. Wudao, go ahead and make your wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
Calla really puts the CA in calm.
That's a 4. That was 7.
Oh
Nailed
my
it.
god, you
Seven.
guys are the worst.
Great job, guys.
Calla and Kaydren, make a
Oh
wisdom
my
saving
God.
throw.
I swear, I wish I was there so I could. Do you guys remember that video game, like really old, where it goes kick, punch, it's all in the block. If you want to
One less.
like an onion.
20.
Yeah, parappa the
22.
rapper.
You mean
That's what I would have
Parappa the
That's
Rappa?
what I would have sang to
Oh,
Wudao
that's
in
fine.
his sleep.
Maybe you need to be there.
Unsurprisingly,
I'm busy
Kaydren,
reading.
21 does not cause any repercussions. You feel an unpleasant sensation reach towards you almost. You can't see anything, but you feel it. not dissimilar to the pulse you felt when you were standing next to the siphon. No effect. Calla, how about you?
Well, the first time I rolled a 1, but I'm lucky, so I got to re-roll, and I
Thank
got a
God.
17.
And there's a momentary panic as you remember what had happened to Ratscratch a second before. But you quickly jump your mind away from that and feel that pulse pass through you with no other effect. Both Thalrin and Alarin frown at this. Perhaps the hold on them is tighter than we thought. Perhaps
Perhaps they just roll and shit.
Perhaps they dumber than we
they
thought.
look at each other,
Friends.
considering there are other options. It could be too dangerous. Should we? They trail off, much spoken in the unspoken silence.
Has Key brought a drink for me yet? Checking.
No drink
I'm
has
just
been brought.
staring at
And
Key.
oddly
I'm not
enough,
gonna say anything.
no
but-
drink
Your
has
love
floated
is
its way over
diminished,
to you,
right?
as the servant that once served in this chamber has long since been incinerated.
Wonder how that happened.
How did that happen? That's crazy. That's crazy shit.
What languages do you speak, Yasi?
I speak.
I speak.
I speak.
I speak common.
I speak to
speak
you.
Druidic. I speak Shepherd. And I speak. Oh, Shepherd's, but I have it in here. And Sylvan.
Make an intelligence check.
Ew. Oh shit! I
Shepherd.
rolled a 19. I don't know if that's supposed to be in there. I don't know how that got there, but hold on. Let me check my intelligence modifier. 1. Oh, that's a dirty 20.
All right. There are 5 things in this. 5 groups of things in this pile of things that you've stolen from Chesva's desk. There's several pages of correspondence signed with what you quickly deduce with your 20 are code names for some of the lords above.
Oh, okay.
There are shipment logs for food, weapons, and magical items, flowing both from the surface to below, and poisons flowing from below to the surface.
Wait, is that a third one, or is that part of the shipment logs?
That's all part of the shipment log.
Okay.
There
Okay.
are financial records and other ledgers. They're heavily encoded and encrypted, but you can recognize what appear to be financial ledgers. What they're about and how much would require a lot further investigation, but you can see little check marks indicating potential payments made, possibly done by Chesva herself.
Okay.
There's a long list of names. The names have roles within the government with potential excess or gold coins next to them. The meaning of that to be discovered later. And finally, there are sigil rings in amongst the scrolls. Primarily, there are sigil rings of a spider, but there are also ones of a stag, a hawk, and a dove.
Just without it taking time and being like, I started now analyzing this. Stag, dove, and hawk are those things we ran into? Like, I know the spider, but just like a quick memory recollection.
I will tell you, you have not run into those that you've seen so far.
Okay. Is this like, do I have to choose which one I want to look at while I have to triage or whatever?
You notice that the writing appears to be encoded or otherwise encrypted.
So if I saw like the correspondence with like the name and like, would I recognize the names at least?
They're primarily done with these symbols.
Would I recognize? Okay, so
You know with that
encoded.
roll that these are definitely correspondence. and definitely designed so that if the messenger was captured, not to reveal
That makes
the
sense.
sender or the recipient.
How was I able to tell what the subject matters were?
For the shipment logs and the
Just
accounting
like, how do I
ledgers,
know this is correspondence and these are shipment logs?
basically that's what the 20 got you, is you were able to deduce the formatting, the flow, some of the words you saw. You kind of inferred from those that, okay, this is what this is what that is.
Okay, I'm gonna make a note, especially because we know that one letter demonstrated that Kopeth. Like, I know I've announced to my party members that I'm gonna take these letters, but I'm sure they have other things on their minds. But because we found out what, that other correspondence that suggested Kopeth was betraying us.
You did not find anything suggesting Kopeth was betraying you.
There was something was read to us.
No, nothing was read to you.
What was the letter? Hold on.
Ratscratch.
I have that letter.
Oh.
Yeah, we don't know
Saw
where
that.
that
You know
that shit.
Where did you see that?
It's on me,
Ratscratch.
It's on Ratscratch's body right now,
but none of you know that.
but we don't know that.
And importantly, that letter, as it has been seen, has only existed in the same place where Ratscratch
was in
chained
a
up,
dream, right?
and Ratscratch is above a pit.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Well, notwithstanding, I had trust issues with Kopeth well before then, because I saw him sneaking shit away, and that's why I even stole his books. So I'm like always a little bit wary. So I'm gonna make it a point tonight, like as soon as we can rest, to maybe like by a candlelight try and like decrypt it the way you would with like the Zodiac murder. Like, he's gonna say kill, so look for two symbols. That's probably L. That's probably K. That's I.
I got you.
Okay.
Cryptography. I follow what you're trying to do.
I don't know that's what it was called in this world, but that's how they found Zodiac Killer letters, and that's what I want to do. And can I get advantage because I know about the Zodiac Killer letter encryption?
No, you cannot.
In this parallel universe? No, in another lifetime? No. Ancestral history check? Fine, it's fine. It's fine. Anyway, I'm just going to tuck them away under a bunch of hardtack.
Okay.
So if someone were to be like, what's in your bag? They just see a pile of hardtack. And then,
got it.
Yeah, like I said, mental note to try and decrypt that correspondence is my priority, though. So.
I like it.
Cute. That's all. I'm gonna walk back in. I'm like, I feel better now, guys. Thank you for giving me some time to just decompress. That was a lot.
And everybody's just freaking out, like.
I'm like, Jesus! I was gone for 5 minutes to snack on some hardtack, and y'all are losing it. What is going on here?
Alarin looks over at you as you rejoin the group. You may rest here for the night.
Oh, thank you.
But I fear the longer that your friends remain in this state, the bigger the risk to them and us remains.
I didn't know they tried the technique again, right?
That's correct. You may have been able to pick up on it because you were in the same room, so it probably wasn't a big secret, though.
I see. And I'm like, well, so what's this other thing you guys are talking about? What's this other strategy that's apparently dangerous?
Well, we've tried a couple times to pull them out of the dream. We do potentially know how to push into the dream. But pushing into a dream makes you subject to their imagination, their fears, their world. But if you're able to succeed there, it may break them free.
Some Inception shit?
What is Inception?
You don't know Inception?
No, I know this, but
okay,
that's.
Oh, right. I'm saying out, like, in my IRL Zodiac world, this be some Inception shit. And I'm gonna say...
It hasn't been done before, but we may be able to join the Kinku and the Half-Orc's dream into a single world and send you three there.
Like, wait, how long do you think we have?
I want to go there.
Calla, how could you? They may have booze there. It is Kaydren.
I did not see any booze.
Ratscratch's dream. I will say, so how long do we have to make that decision?
that was not a Boostville dream.
No.
There was no
No, it
boost.
hasn't been.
You're the only one that saw that shit too. You actually had vision.
Uh-huh. It's a doozy, not a boozy, okay?
Ooh.
Does that bring Ratscratch to life?
Just enough to go.
Not a boozy? Like, does that like inspire his next limerick?
Boo.
So I'm gonna ask them though, like, how long do we have before? Like, is that a window that we have to take that opportunity? Because I am like pretty bust on spells, and I could use a little rest, before I see what it did to Calla.
No, certainly.
Emotional damage.
The only thing we are worried about now is that it's called a siphon because it slowly drains you, which means that the more time they spend subject to its influence, the weaker and more susceptible they'll become, and the stronger the dream state will get.
Like, wait, you guys are powerful wizards. Do you guys have like a spell, a spell of angelic slumber? I've heard of those in my Baldur's Gate adventures. Anything like that that might.
Your
My
children's
previous
books that you read?
Yes, I remember hearing of these spells, and what they would do is like they could basically give you your spells back without having to do the full-on sleeping thing that we normally have to do to actually be prepared. Do you guys have any of those, y'all powerful wizards? I haven't taken any of them, but I've seen you have fancy gemstones and stuff, so maybe?
Both of them
Like,
sigh a little.
clarification that you didn't
You're
see
gonna
it.
have to rest if you're gonna want your spells back. But it is good to know that you've ventured to the fair city of Baldur's Gate.
Ah, yes. Well, I haven't. There were some people walking through town from Baldur's Gate. And they
I think I
mentioned that
officially
there was
just put it canon that
Yep,
we're in
it's
the
canon.
Forgotten Realms, but yeah, maybe we're in a quasi. No. You know what?
Yep.
We're gonna leave the Forgotten Realms in another plane, so we'll
Yeah,
keep
that's fair.
Baldur's Gate out of this.
When
fine. 'Cause I wasn't
Baldur's
gonna
Gate
get
is
the
this
lore.
like tiny little hamlet.
Yeah.
Is it really that small?
No,
Like,
oh god, no.
Oh, I was like,
Not for realsies, but like
Yeah,
in
like,
in this
I remember
world,
reading it.
in
No, like
in,
fake in this fake world.
In
I
this-
was excited
in this fake
to
world.
make a bunch of Baldur's Gate references. Like,
Ba-
I remember
Baldur's Gate
I
is a
heard some-
hut with like 3
Uh,
people that live in it.
It's one gate run by a guy called Baldur.
The Baldur. I'm gonna. I guess like I'm gonna say, well then, if you guys don't have this, legendary potion, I think I need to rest before I can try and help my friends. I'm just gonna be a burden, more so than usual.
Lauren nods at you understandingly.
when Alarin and Thalrin were kind of talking to each other, could I like insight check if they were like
Yeah, give me an
actually
insight check.
good friends, or am I getting any weird vibes off of these two now that they're together?
There's
Good
probably
question.
some weird vibes.
What if they were like
No, I know.
lovers?
Realistically.
You insight.
Wasn't that guy in a
seduction.
nightmare for like 70 years?
I know.
so-
Well, that's kind of where I'm kind of like, is this guy we just brought in on our side really, or is he just kind of,
Good
you
question.
know, not on our? I rolled really high. It was 16 plus, what is it, 7?
Ooh, okay. So with a 23,
23, yeah.
you see that they're both guarded, but not in a way that would be undue for the circumstance. They're thinking, I don't know you, you don't know me, where you've been. A lot of our allies have betrayed us.
Right.
But they're kind of trusting each other in a kind of like, I don't have any other allies, you don't have any other allies.
Yeah, it was
and
kind of
we
like
used
that
to be
tone of
friends.
voice, right? Where,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
kinda,
they're like, it's friendly, but it's also like, just not gonna, you notice that they're positioning so that if both of they're keeping their hands free, they're not looking around the room, they're kind of watching each other.
Oh,
But they're
trust
not
me,
like
I had a
ready to
whole,
pounce or anything.
I had
like
a third
that.
level hold person spell like waiting in the wings just in case
What
the
you
shit went
do
really bad.
know with a
Oh,
23 is that they are both very, very worried about Ratscratch and Wudao and the siphon in general. They are projecting confidence and understanding as they speak about it, but both of them are not at all confident that what they're saying is accurate.
But-
Sadly, I do not have greater restoration yet. I only have lesser restoration, which will not help us in this situation, I don't think. I mean, well, What kind? I guess I'll just ask both of them. What is this? A magical? What affliction do these two actually have?
They look at each other, and Alarin kind of yields the floor to Thalrin, who you remember identified himself as the archivist and keeper of items of the researchers. He's clearly the one that had this specialty in artifacts and other magical items. And he sighs a little bit. He says, it might be a bit strange for somebody who just woke up after 70 years to say this, but they're not really afflicted with anything. What's happening is they're using the item in a way that sort of intended, but is sort of not. It's meant to be a safeguard on the item to prevent its misuse. It's meant to actually bring your dreams into reality, to cure the sick, to help the loved ones around you, to feed the population from a benevolent ruler. But certainly, the potential for abuse was so large, it was tested, it was developed with a test in its mind. And I don't know whether it was me, and I can't remember it, or whether it was some dark force, but somebody has interfered with that to weaken its power, but also enthrall those around it. From what you say, that's a prison, and it seems to be keeping a permanent test on all those within range of it. Certainly, your friends are no longer in range of it, yet the siphon continues to test them to try and see if they're worthy to use it. I'm not sure whether any traditional magic would be able to break them free. And for the first time, Kaydren, you hear the words of truth.
I could try Lesser Restoration, but they're also not moving, right? They're just laying completely still.
They're still doing what they've been doing for the other prisoners. So murmuring under their breath, faint screams. Ratscratch is holding his arms above his head. Wudao, it seems to be slightly turning his head from side to side, verbalizing answers but shrinking back at each moment. They seem to be not sleepwalking, but experiencing something that you can't see around them.
Well, I'll kneel over Ratscratch for a moment, and I guess if we're gonna rest, I'll pop my last 2nd level spell and try casting Lesser Restoration on him.
Let me just double check the effects.
It's
that
touch a creature. Yep, it's blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
Lesser Restoration. You feel the magic cast off successfully, but none of the conditions which it would restore seems to be present, and the warmth flowing through you fades without changing any of the appearance of affliction.
Yep.
Alarin looks up a little dejectedly and says, "You're welcome to use my rooms tonight if you need to rest again."
I'm gonna be like, before we do that though, like we may have caused a ruckus. Like, how long has it been? It's been at least a day, right? Because we slept at the church.
You did sleep at the church, that's right.
I mean, it didn't take us too long to get to the grate, through the grate, into the tunnel, and then into the thing. So it's probably only been maybe afternoon.
You did stop for a little while in the room of the 5, but I would agree that it's about the It's
how
about
long has it been? Like
mid-afternoon.
an afternoon?
Yeah.
Like how long has it been since the concert?
The concert?
Like the concert
since we
happened.
were in the
the heist.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, because since the heist, we've been
that
out
was
of touch
we
with
slept
Alarin.
at the church. That's
what I'm saying.
Yeah, so
we
last
stayed a night
night,
at the
yeah.
church, so
Yeah.
it's been a night, right? I'm just
Yeah.
like, Alarin, really quickly, like since that concert incident, things have been a little bit batshit crazy. Like, have you heard any word here, especially with Han, who was the researcher that we were working with that kind of stayed in communication? They were all kind of communicating amongst each other to sort of run ops on our mission. What is her name? Doesn't even remember. What is it? What is it? Minstra. No, wait. No? Yeah. Researcher Ministra? Is that her?
Oh, Ministra, you're right.
Has she told you, like, is it safe for us to just get some shut-eye, or do I need to reclench my butt? Essentially. Like, what, before I just go to bed, like...
It's not safe at all for you to venture outside of my tower, but, and he chuckles a little bit to himself, the hint of that high wizard arrogance creeping back into his voice. The funny thing is about replacing all the actual wizards and the researchers is they forget the simplest tricks to get into our towers. They don't even know that we're here. He seems very confident that you're off their radar in a very real sense.
Okay.
I would point out that the Ratscratch was captured trying to make his way to your tower. So they might know. They've been gearing up to overthrow you anyway, as they have with all the other researchers. So leaving your tower might be a bad idea.
Kaydren, you are speaking after my own heart. I would never walk anywhere, really, quite frankly, but I would certainly not walk out of my tower. If I leave here, it will be on one of my many vehicular contraptions to travel between the planes and across this world as it is.
Makes sense. Silly Kaydren. I'm just kidding. I'm ready to, like, tuck in for the night, man. That sounds real nice.
He nods to the apparent brick wall behind you.
Like, I should go into the brick wall?
You remember that it is the entrance to his magical mansion that has food, drink, and rest as you
Oh
see
my
it.
god, yes. I, like, go to it. Hardy and Tacky are with me. They're gonna eat some grapes and shit.
I just had the most brilliant idea to bring them out of this. Here's what we do. We kill them, I revivify them, and then problem solved. They come back to life, and they're awake now.
You can
Go to sleep.
try.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
And I am
This is for you, dude.
I was an actual evil character. That's what I do. Just figured it out.
Oh, it's a
Loophole.
neutral action right there.
Well, my character is gonna eat some snacks, take some snacks to bed, because eating in bed is extra fun. It tastes better. And I'm gonna make sure I have some privacy. I want my own private room.
Yeah, certainly the number of rooms are essentially infinite inside the magical mansion.
Exactly.
Confucius say person who eats snacks in bed wake up feeling crummy.
That's the second
Not
week in
if
a row
you
you've
eat all
used
the
that joke.
crumbs.
Mhm.
I spare no crumbs.
Is it? Holy
That's
shit.
what Hardy and Tacky are for. They're like human vacuums. Well, animal vacuums.
Bat fumes.
Vacuums.
Calla, Kaydren, anything you'd like to
Vacuums.
do before bed?
We know Calla wants a drink, damn it.
I
So
do,
you
but
can
I
have
don't.
a near infinite amount inside the magical mansion.
But I've been asking for one, and I haven't gotten one yet. So
Well, as soon
I
as
can
you walk
get it
into the
myself.
mansion,
Okay,
one of
I
his
walk into the
many
mansion.
servants will serve
Excellent.
you the food and or
Excellent.
drink.
I have
Whatever you'd like.
lots of drink and a little bit of food.
Does a drunk goblin make a hungover goblin? What are you, a halfling?
Not a goblin.
How
Halfling.
dare you?
I'm not there.
How dare you?
I'm sleeping.
I'm not there.
I'm not there.
Don't get mad. I'm not
What are you
there.
talking?
How about you, Kaydren? Anything else for you?
I guess I'll just sit and attune to the shield because I actually haven't done that yet.
Okay.
Since I picked it up, I haven't really I literally picked it up off the wall and we just kept going, right? Like we didn't stop for nothing, so I never attuned to the shield at all.
Did I give you the stats on the shield already?
Just that it's a +1.
Okay.
That's the only thing I know because I don't know anything else about it.
Let me see if attuning gets you anything else. And give me 1 second. Do you know you're empowered?
No, I don't know anything. All I know is it's a +1 shield right now.
Okay. Excellent. So, as you attune to your shield, you study the inscription across the top of it. You feel yourself drawn into the lines and the workings on it, almost as if you had seen them thousands and thousands of times before, felt its comfortable weight on your arm as you went into battle, knowing that it would protect you and your allies from the evils of the world, both physical and otherwise. You learn, as you attune to the shield and feel your faith sink into it, that this shield is the shield of faith, and the inscription "Guard Your Oath" comes with it to cast once per week the spell Divine Word.
All right.
Do you know what Divine Word does? Because if not,
I'll just look it up.
Yeah, okay. Just for everybody else as well. It's an instant spellcast. You only need verbal. You utter a singular divine word imbued with the power that shaped the world at the dawn of creation. Choose any number of creatures you can see within range. Each creature that can hear you must make a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, a creature suffers an effect based on its current hit points. If it has 50 or fewer, it is deafened for 1 minute. If it has 40 or fewer, it is deafened and blinded for 10 minutes. If it has 30 or fewer, it is deafened, blinded, and stunned for 1 hour. And if it has 20 or fewer hit points, it is killed instantly.
Wait, is that max hit points or remaining hit points?
Just 20 hit points.
Hit points.
If you have a
Current
monster with a 200 hit points, and you drop it down to 20, and I use Divine Word, it dies instantly.
Regardless of its current hit points, a celestial, elemental, fey, or fiend that fails is forced back to its plane of origin and can't return to your current plane for 24 hours, except for a wish spell.
Ooh.
Once per 7 days for that.
Once per week. Yep. Got that in.
Speaking of which, Wudao, I believe that tomorrow your item resets.
He'll never know.
You can wake up and immediately cast it again.
Yeah, as soon as I wake up, spray.
Oh, back to me. I'll be back in 7 days.
It on accident, like, oops, sorry guys, it just startled me. Nothing. I'm gonna just note. I took a legal pad or note-taking object with me to sleep because like I said, I'm gonna.
You pilfer a notebook off of the wizard's desk.
I mean, I'm not even trying to like steal it. Like, it's just a notebook. He probably has like stacks of parchment and scroll.
Weirdly, inside the magical mansion, it's everything you ever need. Did you take it before or after you entered the mansion?
I mean, after I was eating and before I went to bed.
Perfect. Inside the mansion it is.
Why does that matter?
Because if you pick up a legal pad inside the mansion, once you leave, it goes away.
Spoiler. But
sorry.
Yes, objects inside stay inside.
Any object inside the mansion, when you leave, no longer exists.
Gotcha.
All right.
You get undrunk. If you got drunk and then left, would you?
No, you carry that with you.
No,
the alcohol doesn't stamp itself out of your body.
Anything that affects you
great.
stays with you, but anything that you carry out does not exist.
You can carry that weight.
You carry it. Once I'm done attuning the shield, I'll just mutter to the shield. I didn't really want to have this responsibility thrust upon me, but if it's required, I'll carry you and then I'm gonna walk over to Ratscratch. He's probably been moved to like a bed or whatever because they
You
will
guys
just
brought
leave
him
him in the
in. Yep,
floor,
sure.
right? And I'm just gonna kneel over him, just say, "Glad you're back, buddy. I didn't want to lose another one."
Two things happen. One, you feel an echoing response from the shield. You're not the first one to hold it who whispered similar sentiment to it. And two, Ratscratch. You feel a faint sense of protection as you dangle above this pit. Your wrists now broken from holding you up for so long, your shoulders now dislocated. The figure is in front of you. Time seems to stretch on. Anything that you'd like to do?
Just scream. just do a little bit of screaming. It's my daily scream time.
Is there like a theme song for
it's
this
scream
scream?
o'clock.
Is it musical?
It's scream o'clock.
Wait, who do you scream at? As like a child or an old person or?
Definitely
It
the
sounds
voice.
like
Like scream
everything.
like a rock song.
Like
you know?
it's just an amalgamation of every scream I've ever heard. It's
Can confirm
unworldly.
it sounds
Howl.
terrible.
It is
Can
rough.
confirm.
Yeah. So I do that and then I cry a little bit.
Scream o'clock, cry o'clock.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh,
He's got his mage hand, and it's like there's this little like moonbeam, and it's
yeah,
like
it's just
it's holding up one
Time to
digit
scream.
so you can see the time from the shadow.
The figure walks by and picks
Shit.
up what appears to be a large mallet, warhammer, hammer of some sort.
Oh no.
And he opens up the gate to your cell, most of which is now an empty hole down the side of a nearly infinite mountain. But at the front of the cell are two metal loops that your chains have run through and act as anchor points. And he starts swinging the mallet at one of them. Clang. Clang. Clang.
I'm going to try to think in my head more as a way, not that I know it's not real, but just as a way to like use denial as a way to calm myself down that this is not real, this is not happening. I am safe. I am with friends.
Make a wisdom check at disadvantage. With Kaydren's shield impacting you enough to give you a chance.
A -1.
A -1.
Oh no,
Oh my god.
a
You're hopeless.
natural one, not a -1. It's a 0.
Technically, it's still a 1.
Still a 1.
Okay. The ring breaks and you start to fall.
Shit.
You take 30 points of psychic damage.
30?
Are you still conscious?
3?
No.
Kaydren, standing above Ratscratch. You see him jerk, snap, his arms move down to his sides. And he passed out.
Is he passed out or is he dead?
He doesn't appear to be dead, but he does appear to be unconscious in a way that he wasn't before.
A good thing.
I will put a hand on him and do a cure wounds. Just in case. Just so that
Your
I
eyes
know
snap
what else
open,
to do.
Ratscratch.
No.
You're chained.
No.
Feathers back on your arms. Just as you were 24 hours ago. The figure walks by and starts to open the floor beneath you, and the process begins to repeat itself. Reduce your maximum hit points permanently by 1.
Oh, fuckity
oh my
fuck.
god.
All right.
Wudao,
Woo.
Hey,
you are being questioned. Your order doesn't know why somebody who can't control themselves, why some species that can't control themselves, are even being permitted to wear their colors. How do you answer?
Yeah, it was you that gave them to me. I can't answer that question.
A mistake, both in his answer and in our prior judgment. Surely he could justify his own existence. How, Orc, will you further our goals?
I'll do whatever you ask.
The sneer leans down even further, like a good little orc, doing whatever we tell him to.
He doesn't respond to that. He just...
Keeping your calm and drawing upon everything that you learned in your time at the monastery. You know not to rise to such a challenge. Something's not quite right. Make a wisdom check at disadvantage.
Oh, boy.
You guys have some cursed dice tonight. I saw that smile.
That's another 4, so 7.
Jeez.
I mean,
The 7 is enough to not take quite as much damage. So you take 20 points of psychic damage as the night goes on. Are you still conscious, Wudao?
Yeah, I am. For now.
The rest of you pass through a mostly uneventful night.
Do I decode anything? I probably fall asleep
Oh.
while I'm decoding, but
Okay.
I try.
You
I
pick
take
out a
some
single
coffee.
letter. Go ahead and give me an intelligence check to see whether you can decode what that letter says.
Oh my god, I am having great luck on my dice. That's another 19 plus 1, so that's 20.
Perfect. You now have a fully decoded, as far as you can tell, correspondence discussing
Oh, the whole
sending
thing?
shipments from Lord Hollis to the Dwellers Den Council in requesting that they send aid above for his allies, specifically the ally to the north. And that ally to the north is the...
Wait, hold on. I was trying to... Does this mean I decoded the shipment logs or the correspondences?
One of the correspondence.
Alright, so Hollis to Dwellers Den, which is where we are, right?
That is correct.
Requesting a shipment of supplies for an ally?
Coordinating, so he's sending supplies down to them, and he's
Oh.
requesting aid to aid the ally to the north in the fight above, and that is the Hawk. You don't know
Would
who
we
the Hawk
remember?
is, but you
Would
have
I
been...
remember? Who was it? One of the houses then, like that we?
You don't know. You figured out earlier with your 20 earlier tonight that was some sort of code insignia. You have a Hawk ring as well.
So when you said there are like these code names or whatever, Hawk might be the code word for whoever is someone to the north.
Correct.
And that was the extent of that correspondence with code words or whatever.
That is correct.
Okay. Lord Hollis,
The Lord of
which one?
Valorsfall.
The one we were trying to protect from assassination.
Nope. That would be Mentrier. Hollis is the one who
Mentrier.
betrayed you guys, basically.
Hollis has been the asshole the whole time, but all of them are assholes.
He's been
in
kind
some
of
way,
the
shape, or
open
form.
They're
asshole.
all
the whole
all
time.
assholes, yeah, in their own way.
Because we
way.
even saw Hollis's men walking down here.
You're absolutely right. You ran into Hollis's
We've
guards
seen
and you were like,
shipments
"There's
throughout,
Durgar
right?
attacking us," and they're like, "We know. We work with them. We're gonna get you
we've
instead."
seen their shipments.
No,
down
they
here,
just
right?
walked. No, they had walked by us. I'm talking about later when we got to Dweller's Den.
Also,
Remember, we
you
were in
saw
that
him walk in.
courtyard when we were first
Said
approaching
Bradford.
the city.
Yeah.
And we've seen their symbol, right? Like the
You
Lord
have indeed.
Hollis' symbol on like barrels and shit in Dweller's Den?
I think you still have a chunk of one of those barrels.
Oh,
You
yeah,
have his
yeah. And we were
insignia.
trying to figure out if they were going up or if they were coming down, but it seems now we know that he's sending those supplies down. But did it say what kind of aid he was looking for? Was he looking for supply aids or like,
It looked like a military aid, but it
I was
wasn't.
like,
It doesn't specify.
combatants?
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna probably drool a little bit on it while I was like trancing. I fall
Okay.
asleep. It's not
You
very
fall asleep with your face
Wait, no,
into
no.
the page.
Oh no, I would have done that, but now someone might find it. But my face is on it, so it
Yeah,
might
you're
cover
fine. You're fine. You wake up. Yasi, Calla, Kaydren, full health, full spells,
Ah.
good long rest.
I'm gonna
Not so much
quickly.
for you, Ratscratch and Wudao, but you've survived another night at least.
I'm gonna quickly pack those letters back under my hardtack and being like, "Oops, fell asleep. Whoops, awkward." Okay. Then I'm gonna eat some breakfast hardtack and drink some orange juice.
The servants inside the mansion are happy to provide you the orange juice, and they want to give you more food, but they even offer you hardtack.
Oh yeah, I take it. I put it in my bag. It's gonna disappear, but I don't know that apparently.
No, you don't.
You're,
Kaydren,
you're at the
anything you wanna
world's
do?
best buffet,
I'm loving it.
and you go
Taking hardtack all day.
you go to
McDonald's
like the
style.
oatmeal bar, and you see
Yeah.
all of the available oatmeals, and
I
and
eat
you
them
look
all.
in the back behind all of the available oatmeals, and you see a small bowl of oatmeal that someone had prepared maybe a year and a half ago. That's the oatmeal that you pick.
Is it sprinkled with hardtack?
And it's hardtack. Yeah.
See, oh, it actually just is. That's actually how you make hardtack. You take old oatmeal, let it harden for an hour,
Yeah,
or sorry,
yeah.
a year.
Yeah, exactly.
I do
That's
sprinkle some hardtack on the oatmeal for texture,
Gross.
some crunch.
gross.
It's mush.
On that note,
I
Calla,
like it,
Kaydren,
though.
anything you want to do
Keep
before you
trying.
exit the mansion?
No, I'm gonna go over to High Wizard Alarin. I had a thought last night about how maybe we could res our friends, or at least give them a little bit more of a fighting chance if you want to try to do that spell one more time.
We can certainly try that.
I'm drinking Gatorade and eating carbs because I'm a little hungover before I leave.
I'm gonna take him over to where Ratscratch is sleeping. Just tell him I think together maybe we can give him a little bit more of a fighting chance. And I'm gonna cast resistance on Ratscratch.
Excellent. Okay. He begins the. He looks at you as you're beginning to cast and puts an arm against you. Timing's crucial here, friend.
Oh, I know.
Wait for me to finish my dispel before you begin yours.
Then I will hold my action, prep the spell, and then when he casts, I will cast.
Perfect. Do you want to gather Calla and Yasi before the cast?
No. I mean, this is just a spell that
really
I can
fast.
try to do.
Okay, the other two are trying to gather themselves as you bring him over to Ratscratch. Both spells complete. Is there anything you want to do to aid Ratscratch before he makes his roll?
I mean, this is the aid, which is giving him the ability to add a d4 onto any of his saving throw rolls for the next concentration minute.
Which Ratscratch we're about to make. Roll a wisdom saving throw.
With an added d4.
Right?
With an added d4.
Yep.
So unnatural 20.
With an unnatural 20, you feel this ripping, tearing feeling.
What's this music?
Something is happening that doesn't feel right as the world around you begins to dissolve once more. Your eyes flutter open. But you can't move around very well. It doesn't feel as connected. You recognize where you are. inside Alarn's tower, your friends above you, but distant, hollow. Not sure how to feel. You can move about, but you know, something must force you back to that feeling. Something must be satisfied. You have to get back and see that siphon. You are awake and can move about. More to come on the rest later.
So I'm assuming I sort of feel like I've been awakened, but I'm real fucking tired, and I want to go back to bed.
With a
It's
siphon
more like
between your
everything that you've ever felt about your letter, everything that you've ever felt about your goal in life, all the drives that you've had to eat, to play music, to adventure, to save those that cannot be saved, all of those drives feel pointless. With the drive to go back and visit that siphon, now there's something worthy.
Do I know how to go back?
No, not from where you are. The only way that you know is to go back into the city through the sewers and back up. And you,
I don't even think he knows that.
don't even know
Ratscratch
that.
doesn't even know that.
Yeah. But you have a sensation of where it might be. I dropped one of my dice. I don't know where it went.
Okay, so I kind of like sit straight up.
Welcome back, buddy.
Hi there.
You were kind of unconscious for a while.
Alarin looks at you, both surprised and relieved, Kaydren.
I kind of just shout a little bit. Just testing the waters, you know. None of this seems real. Again. I stand up and kind of like
I wrap a knuckle on his beak. Yeah,
slap my face a little bit. Where's everyone else?
They're just in the other room. I mean, I'll point over at Wudao. Wudao's still afflicted by whatever you got you.
Alarin looks at you, Kaydren. Do you think that would work a second time on your other friend?
I mean, I can cast that as many times as you got spells.
I'm gonna wander out of the room.
Before you leave, Kinku,
Hmm.
can you aid your friend? Can you give him courage in his time of need?
I want to be where he is.
A flicker of concern crosses Alarin's face. Certainly, you want to be by your friend's side. I get that.
No. He is where he needs to be.
I guess you could say that. He's safe and protected here. He doesn't block you from leaving the room if you want to choose.
I need to see the siphon.
The look of concern now is not hidden as it flashes openly across his face. You see this now too, Kaydren.
Oh yeah, for sure. Also concerned.
Alarin exchanges a meaningful look with you, Kaydren.
We need to destroy that thing.
Such a suggestion is absolutely repulsive to you, Ratscratch.
Yeah,
But-
it's like, damn.
But you feel compelled, if you want to see this again, if you want to get to your one goal in life now, you feel compelled to not play your cards. You feel compelled to do what it takes to manipulate, to get yourself back there in front of the siphon.
As soon as Kaydren says we need to destroy it, I kind of look at him and say, let's find it.
That
And
might be harder said than done right now, but we'll have to figure out a way to get there eventually.
We'll find it. And I turn on my heels and I kind of walk out.
As it,
You know
as
how in the beginning of the movie, The Hangover, I think the second one, or no, not the beginning. Yeah, the beginning, where they kind of like show the, like he wakes up like all hung over and the room's kind of spinning around him and he's like lost teeth. That's how Ratscratch is kind of wandering around, just lost. His mind is elsewhere. He's not his cheery self.
As you wander out into the hallway with that lost look, you run into Calla, who's got a similar look on her face, but one that you know well of those who have consumed a little bit too much alcohol.
Calla.
It is you, right? I'm not hungover, right?
Stupidbird.
Bird, welcome back, Bird.
Hi.
You were worrying for a minute there. I mean, not that I care. Where are you going?
Good to see you.
You okay?
No.
You want a drink? There's drinks in here.
Yes. Yes. And I grab a bunch of drinks.
I feel better now that I see him drinking because that's the Ratscratch I know and love, so I'm reassured.
Got it. Kaydren, Ilarin completes his casting of Dispel Magic on Wudao. Do you complete your resistance?
It is a cantrip. It is just a thing that I can do
Resistance all day, every day.
I want. I can cast it 3 times. He doesn't only gets 1d4 though.
Wisdom saving throw with
resistance,
a 1d4,
resistance.
Get it right now.
Hey, there we go.
Wait, can I walk into the can I at
Sure.
least walk
Sure.
into
Yeah.
the room? I'm just oh.
You walk right by Ratscratch, like, eh.
Wait, I didn't know if they
Also,
were
an
were there
unnatural
different
20.
dining rooms?
No, they're like little bunk beds, basically. Like a
So
cozy
do
little
I see
inn.
Ratscratch? Because then I'm not gonna walk out. But I mean,
Ratscratch has already walked away and found Calla, and they've made their way down.
I didn't.
so-
Yeah. I didn't see. They're in a different.
You haven't
kitchen or
seen him
different-
yet.
Yeah.
But you've
Okay,
walked
okay.
in on Kaydren, Ilarin.
I
and
walk
Wudao.
in eating some. Oh, is my heart tag gone now?
No,
I'm
you can
eating- okay.
basically have infinite heart tech.
I'm
here.
eating popcorn watching this. I'm like, oh shit, here we go. Okay, let's look.
What did you say you rolled, Wudao?
A total of 20.
Total of
Nice.
20 gets you the exact same result that Ratscratch. You wake up, but the vows you made, the life goals that you have, seem just a distant memory. Almost fickle and folly right now. You have to get back to that siphon. And as you contemplate that, and the party's got a new faction within it, those that must return to the siphon, that's where we're going to end tonight. But good job,
The fun
everybody.
and
You
siphon.
rescued your freaking party members without doing the mission into the dream world, which I thought for sure you were going to have to do.
I was gonna
Yeah.
avoid doing Dream World mission at all fucking costs. I did not want to do Dream
Somebody
World
has
mission.
been down that road before and knows
Do
that's a
not
really
wanna
tough
fucking do that
idea.
shit.
I'm
That's
glad
fair.
I prepared.
I would
a
not have
second
gone.
level
If
spell.
I was, that is something Kaydren would not do. It
Oh,
just
really?
Would not, yeah, I would
Why
not. Have, he's still grappling with the fact that he has been chosen by the 5. He's always been. Remember, he was an adventurer.
Yeah, he was against that for sure, yeah.
Right. And so, he's not one that really wants to do this call to action shit right now.
Got it.
He's doing it begrudgingly, but he also has lost so many groups of party members that he's like,
he doesn't
so
want
my
to do that
conviction
again.
for saving rat scratching, bringing them back is really high, but that call to do things is really low. And so it's like, you need to go into their dreams. He's like, fuck that shit.
Wait, is
not something I'm gonna
Kaydren
do.
retired? Is he one of those people who's I'm retiring, but then keeps getting looped into doing work?
No, he always was up for the adventure, but not good things happened, and so he never became an adventurer, and so now he's having this call to adventure, and he's fighting that. All the shit that's happened prior with Kaydren, there's a lot of complexity because he kept going on adventures and they would just end up brutal. Like his party members would die and he was the only one left. And so eventually you might have even gotten some reputation in other towns where it's like, he's cursed, don't go with him. You know, or other horrible things. I've told some of the tales. There are some stories I've told that are true and some that are false. So
most of the ones you guys probably perform to hype people up. Likely.
I did one in the caves with all the dark elves and stuff and cried afterwards, right? I told the tale. And then quietly I cried to myself about what happened in that tale because that was a true story. And it is one of his great tales. It's the one that he's most well known for.
Okay.
Well, another excellent session tonight, guys. Thank you for being interesting, and sorry to those of you that are mostly unconscious throughout the session.
No, that's okay. I want to play more.
Enjoyable.
But now you have a new motivation and a new intrigue for next week. Are we good for next week, by the way?
Yes.
I would assume so.
Excellent.
All right.
Perfect.
Bye, stream.
Goodbye, Internet.
Goodbye.